Joining us this morning from Marshall, Texas, he's a former Spring Hill Panther, current ETBU Tiger, Connor Smeltzer. Connor, what's going on, man? How are you?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, buddy. I'm doing fantastic. Not quite as good as you're doing, though, playing for those ETBU Tigers. 36-10 overall, 20 wins in a row for the Tigers. Just clinched the regional championship for the third time in 4 years. So just dominance over there. And you were a big part of that, saving out the championship game there, pitching, throwing 6 pitches, striking out both batters that you faced there. So I want to go back to that regional championship game, entering the game when you did. Obviously, y'all had a 4-run lead, so not a high pressure situation, if you will, but you entered in the game, did your job, struck out those 2 batters. When you got that final strikeout, what were the emotions like on the field?
I mean, it's just really exciting. You know, when I closed out the conference tournament, everyone got mad at me because I wouldn't let them dogpile me, like take me down immediately. So my first instinct was to just hit the deck on the mound, just let everyone come over me. It's a lot of fun.
It looked like a lot of fun, and y'all gotten used to that. Y'all have gotten used to the dog
Yeah.
piles and all that, and I'm glad you brought that up. Going back to the championship game over Hardin Simmons in the conference championship, where you got the win, pitched 5 innings, struck out 8. Those high leverage situations when you come in to close out a championship, whether it be the conference or the regional championship, what kind of pressure is that when you step out onto the mound? What's going through your mind when you go out there?
For me personally, it's really not much. You're just going in there, throwing what the pitching coach calls. You know, it's just you just trust your preparation and let your instincts take over. Just do the best that you can.
Well, let's talk about this tournament, that the regional tournament that you were just in. You had to play Concordia twice. You beat them 9-6 in the first game, then beat Rhodes College in the second game 11-6. You pitched in that one, had 2 innings, gave up a couple of runs there, and then like we talked about, the 13-9 win. Talk to me about this team. 20 wins in a row, 36 wins this season. What makes this team so special, and how are y'all so successful in this season so far?
I think really we're just the tightest group of teammates I've ever been around. I mean, we're all together all the time. We're always in the locker room playing ping pong or hacky sack. You know, we're just always together. And I think, you know, beginning of the season we started off kind of slow, and our pitching coach always told us, he was like, "Hey, once the offense clicks, once y'all click, we're gonna be really dangerous." And then, you know, starting at Hendricks, whatever that was like a month and a half ago, 2 months now. You know, we didn't play very good. We won, but we didn't play very good. And then from then on out, it's just been a good ride. We've been hot.
I would argue one of the hottest teams in the country, if you want to look at it, and that's got to give y'all confidence, right? Going into, because you're about to head to the Supers to play Lynchburg, and we'll talk about that. But when you're playing as well as y'all are playing right now, how much confidence does it give you as a pitching staff and you as a team? How much confidence does that give y'all?
It's great. It's great knowing that the offense is going to go out there and give you 11 runs pretty much every game. But, you know, we still try and go out there and do our job, keep their runs to a minimum, get our offense back in the dugout as quick as possible. You know, you don't want to leave them out there in the field for too long.
Well, that's what I was going to say, too. It helps when your team's put up 9, 11, and 13. It's a little less pressure as a pitcher. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
if I give up a run or two, it's not going to be the end of the world or anything like that. Let's talk about you this season. This is your first year at ETBU after spending a couple of years at Murray State College. So your first year here, 28 in the third innings, 26 strikeouts, 13 walks, a 5.08 ERA, but you're 4-0 with 3 saves this season. So first off, I want to ask you, what's this season been like for you personally, your first year here at ETBU?
I mean, it's been a great transition. I think it's really easy for transfers to come in here and succeed the way that Coach Hood and the rest of the coaching staff, Coach Matthews, everyone has it set up. I mean, you just come in here, and it's really easy to balance your social life, your religious life, and your baseball life. It's easy to balance all 3 of them in a good way to help you succeed. I think the coaches do a great job at that. So it's been easy to settle in here, and you know, I think the team, you know, like I said, it's the closest I've ever been. Like from the jump, pretty much we were always together, and we just been close ever since.
So what made you choose ETBU? Was it that family like atmosphere and the closeness, or what made you decide to attend ETBU?
Well, when I came on my visit in the fall last year, I mean, everyone was just so welcoming. You know, Coach Hood, Coach Matthews, and they really believed in what they were building here, and that was the main thing that I really liked. And then, you know, I wanted to be closer to home. That definitely played a part into it. And then, I mean, the most important factor was we just win, and I like to win.
That does help. I think that's the best recruiting point you can have. Like,
Mhm.
what are the facilities like? Okay, classes, all that. Do you win? Yes. Okay. Well, I'm sold.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I want to ask you about Murray State College. Obviously, you started off there, your college career there, played a couple of seasons. I think you had about 45 innings pitched between the 2 years there at Murray State. So, talk to me about that experience there at Murray State College, and how do you think that helped develop you to who you are today?
Yeah, I mean, as a junior college baseball player, it's pretty much you're there it's just baseball. So, I think going to a small town like that, it was population like 1,500, I think. There was nothing there. We were just there to play baseball, and it was a lot of fun. Um, I mean, I couldn't say more about how much fun I had in my 2 years there, but I think just ultimately it was just a good place to develop. Just go for 2 years, get innings, get experience, and then you know move on to your 4 year.
I hear there's been a lot of talk throughout the years of the JUCO route and how difficult the JUCO route is, how it's grinding, it's taxing, and it really takes someone tough to go through that JUCO route and to get out of it like you have. So what makes the JUCO route so tough? You mentioned like it's all ball, it's playing baseball, and I believe we talked to your teammate Kane a couple
Mhm.
weeks back, and I think he mentioned about the JUCO route how it's just such a grind and it's so tough to go through. So what makes the JUCO route through baseball specifically such a tough grind?
It's just a lot longer days than anyone's ever used to. In high school, you go out there after school. You're there for like 2 hours. You get out, go home. First practice, I think at Murray, we had a night practice and we started at 6, and I don't think we got done until about 10:30. And those first couple weeks will make you really question if you love the game, but ultimately, I mean, you find out you do, and you enjoy it. The sophomore year was a lot easier than the freshman year there, but ultimately, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, it's a grind for sure, but you enjoy it once you get used to it.
And y'all are all going for the same common goal, right? You're all
Hmm.
trying to get up there and to get, to the next level. So I think that helps a lot too. Let's go back to Spring Hill now. Let's go back to the Spring Hill Panthers and growing up in that. You mentioned how Murray State's a smaller town. Yeah, Longview's kind of a big a big city over there.
Yeah.
And so going from that to where you went. But let's talk about Spring Hill. Talk to me about your time playing at Spring Hill, being a Spring Hill Panther, and kind of what that means to you.
I mean, it was just a lot of fun. Spring Hill's kind of a different than a lot of the people that my teammates are used to. Like when I told them pretty much I had the same grade from when I was in kindergarten to my senior year, like we knew everybody. They were all pretty astonished, like all of my friends from Dallas and Houston and areas like that. They don't understand that, but it's the same as here really. It's just a close family, and um, playing for Coach Peterson and Coach Methvin, both who had experience playing really high levels of baseball. It was good to learn a lot like that in high school, and I think Coach Methvin and Coach Peterson did a great job preparing us for what college is really like. And same as here, we won, so it was a lot of fun.
Exactly. The winning that seems to follow you, Connor. I don't know if maybe there's a common denominator here, but the winning seems to follow you. That's awesome though. You say that about Coach Methvin. I got to talk to him a lot last year, obviously through that state run that they went on, and it was just a lot of fun to get to know him and get to talk to him. So I can imagine playing for him. But when we write up a story and have a story about you or something, the support that it gets online is crazy from the Spring Hill community. So talk to me about the support that you get from not just Spring Hill, but your family as well, and what that means to you.
I mean, it's awesome. It gives you a lot of confidence knowing how many people there are backing you, and the Spring Hill community, like together, is really tight. We were actually last spring when I was at Murray. We were driving down to I think it was Brookhaven in Dallas to play a game, and we stopped at Bucky's, and I couldn't make it through Bucky's because all of the Spring Hill fans were making their way to Dallas Baptist to go watch the game. So I kept getting stopped by all the Spring Hill fans, and I was like, it's just kind of crazy how many people are willing to drive that far to watch people play. I mean, I think Spring Hill is one of the best communities and best fan bases around, and having a support group like that it makes it real easy to root for the same team.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are the odds in the Buc-ee's in the Dallas area that you run into a bunch of Spring Hill people at that time? Like that's crazy, man. That's awesome. So let's talk about what we got coming up. The Super Regionals for ETBU. You're headed over to Lynchburg, Virginia, to take on Lynchburg. It's a best of 3 series, a Friday Saturday thing. What's the vibe of the team? Obviously, we talked about the confidence, winning 20 in a row. There's the confidence there of the team. But what's the mindset, I guess, of the team going into Virginia this week, and what's it going to take to get out of there with the victory?
Well, they're a really good team. They're the number 2 team in the country, and I think a lot of people are doubting us, and I think that's kind of what we like. We don't, throughout our whole season, whenever like we were never really ranked until the end of the season when we started winning all those games. So like the rankings and everything doesn't really matter to us. We're just the main thing that we do well is like when we're playing in a like high pressure situations like the regional or the conference tournament. I think we do a great job of staying loose as a team, and nobody really gets like tensed up and makes the moment bigger than it is. So I think that's going to be the main thing that's really going to help us go in there and pull this one out. Yeah, I mean, 3 games, it's all hands on deck. We're going to need everybody, and we're going to just have to give it our all.
Well, I think I'm looking forward to watching. I'll be watching. Obviously, I'm not gonna make the trip to Virginia. I can't do that, but I'll be watching from back here and cheering y'all on. Connor, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Keep up the good work. Safe travels to Virginia. Best of luck to you and the Tigers, and I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you. Have a good one.